Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a nice day today to be working on the 69 Camaro. It's always a good day to work on it, right? But it's nice and sunny out, weather's great. So I'm gonna be focusing on getting in the steering column bolted up inside, rag joint. Maybe the steering wheel might show up on time. I don't know, we'll see. And then I think I'm gonna put in the DSE C6 Corvette gas plate adapter thing because we are going drive-by-wire and I do have the pedal already. So while we're in there, might as well just put that plate up, right? And get it all bolted up. But for that, let me show you some things I've been doing, some little miscellaneous things on the firewall. If you can't tell already, I've got a block off plate for the accelerator pedal that is factory. I didn't seal this up during body work because I wasn't sure. Maybe I'll need this hole for later. Maybe I don't know. So I'd rather just put a block off plate. I knew they had one, so I put that there. Did put a grommet here. I honestly forget what that's for. So maybe you can tell me in the comments. I've looked it up. I just don't remember right now. I've also put. Let's see if we can get in here. You can barely. Is that right in there? Maybe we can come under. Right there. See that grommet? That is for the speedometer cable, which we will no longer need. So that is plugged up as well. Also, guys, while I'm here, if you notice the hydraulic clutch pedal, it's exposed on the bottom. From what I've seen, that's normal, but is there something you can put under there to protect that? I don't know, you guys let me know, because that to me looks like a lot of exposure. Not that I plan on driving this in water or rain, but you know, things happen. While I was back here, I did tap these out because they had paint in them. Also, they seemed like they weren't the right size before, but they're good now. They're gonna take the screws that I have. So let's get to the steering column. Let's get the show on the road. What do we have here? Some steering column hardware, plates, things like that. Oh, look at Borgeson rag joint. Nice. And an IDIDIT steering column. It has all the bells and whistles, which means it's tilt. So haven't opened it yet, but we're gonna get it out of the box. We're gonna get this stuff attached. We're gonna start installing. All right, so I finally got the bracket on that steering column. I did have to waller out the holes a little bit. It fought me, even though trusty old mallet there it helped, but we still had to make the holes a little bit bigger. We painted it and got it bolted up. So now, before we put that in, I'm gonna put the rag joint in, which I have here. We're gonna see how this goes in. I have no idea. I've never installed one, but I've seen it on YouTube, hence why we're all here, right? All right, so let's get this installed. That steering box should be centered. The wheels are straight. I did clock it when I first put it. You guys saw my earlier videos. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, hey, go back, check it out. But I did make sure that that is centered. Let's get this rag joint on. So this should be already centered. There's a screw here and there's a flat spot here. So I'm just gonna line that up. See if that'll go on. I had some concerns about these grooves here because I bought this from a buddy. These grooves are kind of mashed up in here, so might need to hammer it in a little bit. Got about halfway on. Yeah, gonna have to get something in here to hammer that thing in. So let me get something, let me get that down, and then we'll bring you guys back. Rag joint is in. I'm guessing it doesn't need to be bottomed out because I did test fit the steering column and there's plenty that goes in there. So anyway, there it is. I'm gonna tighten down that screw. Did have to, like I said, some of those splines on that steering box pretty jacked up. So I had to use this long extension. I put it on a 1 1/8 socket here, which was perfect to go right around that and not damage that. So it was boom. And then with my dead blow, just took, 200 to 350 hits. No, not that many, but enough to push that down. So we are good to go. Let's get the steering column in there next and get everything bolt down or tightened down. But first we gotta tighten that screw. All right, let's get to it. Steering column, got it here. Let's line this up here. Get this slid in. All right, there we are. This first nut going. There we go. All right, it's one. This other one. And there we go, started. All right. Nothing to it, right? All right. There's these nuts here. This one will go here. There. Cool. This one goes on the bottom. Might block your guys' view here for a second. Sorry about that. All right. So, there's that. See if I get the first one going. I'm trying to hold a bolt and tighten the nut at the same time with the same hand. Oh, look at that, did it. Look at that. Nice. There it is, backing plate, gasket or foam thing is in as well. So now I'm gonna get the top two in with the DSE plate. And then we'll get the bottom two. So here's the mounting plate for the C6 pedal. And we're going to use those two holes. Top one and then the right one. Wow. I hope these screws are long enough. It's a lot to go through. All right, let me get an Allen wrench. We'll put those in. There it goes. Okay, got it. Yep. All right. I'm just, starting the threads. I'm not tightening them yet because this bracket and everything needs to move around a little bit. All right, let's see. Some pressure there. There it is. Start tightening everything around, making sure everything is good. So let's bring you in on this view. So DSE plate is in. Just tighten a little bit. I got to get the bottom bracket now lined up a little bit better. Turn. I got to tighten that bolt, the one on the other side. So I don't need the bolts for up there, but I went to the hardware store and had to buy two for here. Why? Because when Heartbeat actually sent me a kit that I ordered. A lot of this was in it. And they sent me these 4 bolts. They're supposed to go into that backing plate. But as you can see, there's that bolt's way too thick for what I need. I believe it's a 1/4-20 is what's needed. So I went to the hardware store and got a big washer. And I got this bolt, which is the -20 hex head. So I'll put that in. For now, I only need 2 on the bottom plates, like I said. So I'll put these in for now, and then when the correct ones come, Heartbeat's gonna actually, I sent them this picture. They're awesome people, and they are correcting it, and they're gonna send me the right bolts. So once those get in, then we'll put them in. All right, but for now, we're gonna use this. So let's get these in place. Final update on the steering column. It is now officially installed. Torqued. Everything is torqued up to spec. I did have to take everything apart. Why? I forgot that boot. Oh man. And then I thought, you know, I could just cut it, put the boot, but then I was like, no, it's not gonna have the same tightness here and all that. So yep, I took everything out and then put that boot on, put everything back in, torqued everything down, tightened it all up, and now we officially have an IDIDIT steering column installed in this 69 Camaro. Very happy. So I'm not going to put on all the arms and all that stuff until we need to. I don't want to risk breaking anything while I'm working on this. So there's the column and rag joint. Everything's tightened up here, so it's good to go. There's that foam felt thing, so I guess that's all exposed and the way it should be. I don't know. If it's not, let me know, guys. Let me know. Just comment below, okay? I don't mind learning. That's what I'm doing here. From there, let's move forward. I think it's time to start doing some brakes. What about you? What do you guys think? I think so. Yeah, let's get to it. Well, I know this has nothing to do with this current video, but just wanted to show you guys that I did scuff these up, and I repainted them with that SEM trim paint. Can't tell you enough how awesome that stuff is. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. It's only, what is that, 4 coats, 4 light coats. So just wanted to show you guys, you know, it's gonna now match the dash perfectly. Well, now that we're ready for the brake booster, let's open this box. Got this from POL, Performance Online. Went with their blackout kit. And we got a lot to unpack here. So let me put you guys on a tripod and I will start unpacking all of this. Well, it's pretty good packing. That's good. Oh man, but it's leaves stuff everywhere. Oh yeah. All right, good packing, but man, look how dirty this is. I'll have to blow this off with an air gun. All right, pretty cool. Wilwood master cylinder. This, I believe, is their, I don't know if it's the 9-inch, but it's a dual diaphragm. I know that, so it's not their normal single diaphragm, which they offer in the kit. They didn't have any in stock, so they upgraded me for free, the dual diaphragm. And I don't know if it's a 10-inch or 9-inch, I don't know. I forget, and it doesn't say on the paperwork. I can check my emails because I believe it says in there. So let's put this aside. What else do we have? Proportioning valve. Also their blackout version. All the hardware. There's the proportioning valves. Right there. All right, instructions, cool. All right, what else we got? Vacuum hose, boost vacuum hose. And oh, this is the rod that goes to the pedal. All right, very cool. Anything else in here? Man, this is some serious packing. I've never seen stuff like this. All right, I think that's it in the box. I showed you guys. It also comes with their bracket. So they did include this. I think this is a different angle bracket. He wanted to make sure it was going to clear my hood. So they put this other bracket on here. It angles it not as high. All right, let's get to some serious work. We got the brake booster cleaned up. It was all dusty because of that packaging. I did look up part number and all that. So this is actually an 8-inch dual diaphragm booster. I think the kit normally comes with a 9-inch single diaphragm. Like I said, they were out of stock, and this is what they had. So this should be better than what was offered in the kit. I did go ahead and put in the brackets that came with it. Did torque down the bolts to the firewall, so it's also the pedal assembly and the McLeod clutch bracket. So that's all together there. So that's the brake booster brackets, the McLeod clutch bracket, and then that all attaches to the pedal assembly inside. So like I said, everything's torqued down. Now I'm gonna put this brake booster on, and we'll start get everything done on that part. So let's get to it. All right, so before we put the booster in, I realized I didn't even have the brake light switch in. So I did put that in, there it is. And I also didn't have the brake light switch bracket, which is that little squiggly thing right there. It wraps around the brake pedal. Let's see if we can get on this side. Yeah, right there. All right, actually, this is one right here. This is an aftermarket one, which was on back order forever. So I put this one up first, but it's not bad, but this was a little bit shorter here. So I went with the original one that I found, and that one cleared the bump stop much better. So what happens is that bump stop right there, that is obviously an aftermarket one. It's too thick. So I had to, while on my back in this car, get a razor blade, get up in there and start shaving away. And that was not fun. So dangerous, very, very dangerous. Make sure you wear safety glasses, but it took some time. I'm gonna say like 20 minutes to finally get it enough to where this brake pedal will come back and it'll hit. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get you a good view here. Let's see, there it is. So it would clear and hit that button in just fine. So the pedal still hits the bump stop, and now that's yeah, well, somewhere in there. You guys can see that, I'm sure. There we go. All right, so that's good. Now that that's in place, now I can finally start putting in the brake booster. All right, well, it's now another day. I was doing some more research on the brake pedal and the brake light switch and all that. And what I found was that, and I'm sure many of you were probably telling me, there's no brake pad bump stop when you have power brakes. And I have that installed, and you guys obviously saw me chiseling. Well, you didn't see me, but I told you I was chiseling away with the razor blade on my back. So I'm gonna pull that out. We're gonna make sure that's gone, because what controls the pedal will be actually the push rod in the brake master cylinder. So I'm gonna get that out, and then we're going to start hooking up the brake booster, and then I gotta pull off the Wilwood master cylinder, so I can measure the rod length and do that, make sure that's correct. As you know, as I've read, is that you never trust the factory or whoever installed it. Just check. It's really quick, so I can check it really quick. Yep, so no brake stop bumper thingy dingy. I'm gonna take that out right now. So here's the brake pedal bump stop that I took out, and you can see where I was chiseling away. So it actually went in, if you're facing the firewall, went in this way, and that pedal bracket, that brake light bracket from the pedal needed to fit through here, but this wasn't even supposed to be there. So I created more work for myself, but now maybe you're that person that doesn't know, just like me, who's learning as they go. You don't need this for your brake pedal if you're doing power brakes, okay? So make sure you don't have this on, and now we can move forward and get that booster. Well, as you can see, I have the master cylinder separated from the booster. So I did add a rod extension here. I had to cut it to size. You can see that right there. I did already pre-fit this to the pedal, did all the measuring. So this should be good. We'll put it in one more time on the pedal, and we'll make sure that pedal is about 6 inches away from the floor. per the AIM manual for the Camaro. Here's the proportioning valve. I'm not gonna use the brake light on the end of it, so that's just capped off for now. I'm not gonna use these hoses either. I'm gonna make my own, and I'm gonna use some black. They're oxidized, but they're black. That way they don't corrode, and yeah, they just look nicer. All right, so let's get the booster on the car. So let's take it over here. Yep, tools everywhere on the floor. Okay, so let's see if we can do this with one hand. Let's see if I can film it here. All right. And should be on the pedal. Lined it up. Cool, there we go. We're gonna add 4 of these. We'll bolt it down, and we'll get the pedal hooked up inside. Well, there you have it, now installed. So the boost, oh, there it is, the brake boost rod is there, and then along with this, I don't know what this is called, but it connects to the brake pedal, and then the pin. I did use the GM pin with the other clip on the other side. Wilwood does supply their own pin, but it on the other side would be a cotter pin. I didn't like that. It didn't seem as nice, so I opted for the GM one. See if we can see it. There it is. So it's a little slide pin there. Much better option, in my opinion. All right, so there we have it. Clutch pedal, brake pedal. Clutch pedal is slightly higher, which I'm told is normal. The brake pedal is about 6 inches from the ground. The assembly manual says 5.92 or something like that. So I'm happy with that. I did press the pedal in. I'll show you guys. And I can hear the booster just fine. So the travel is good. We won't know until it bottoms out until I get the master cylinder in. But first we gotta measure the push rod length and all that. So we'll get to that. So here is my setup. I got 2 rolls of 25 feet, 3/16 copper nickel brake line. I also have, these are the 3/16 tube nuts. They're gonna go on them. So they're black. I guess they're oxidized, but they're not supposed to rust, right? And they look nice. Now I've got a pack, actually I have 2 packs. I don't know why I ordered 2, but these are for 67, 68 Camaro. These are brake line clips and fuel line. Then I've got 2 packs, different brands, of 69 Camaro. Now why do I have 67, 68, and 69? Well, my frame, if you guys remember, is a 67 Camaro. So there's gonna be a few clips that I need for that. And then the body will use all the clips from the 69 packs. I'm just gonna see which ones are better, which ones fit better, which one quality is better, and we'll use those, okay? So figure that out. And I got this nice Eastwood flaring tool that I have yet to open. So here we go. All right, I've never flared brake lines before, so we'll do some trial and error, you know, test them out, see what happens. The first ones we're gonna do, as I told you before, are gonna be these. And these are from the master cylinder to the proportioning valve. So I'll just make some small ones. I figure if I can make small ones, and I can make larger ones much easier. I forgot to mention a couple other tools that I do have. So I've got here a tube straightener. Though I know copper nickel you can bend and twist easily, but I would like to start with a straight tube. So I got this really cheap on Amazon. Tube bender, made sure it was the right size for the 3/16 and can do the various degrees that I want. And then obviously a tube cutter. And I think inside here or somewhere, it's a deburring tool. If not, I have a separate deburring tool to make sure that the lines are not, you know, there's nothing inside when I cut them, that they're wide open. All right, now we can start. That tube straightener actually worked out really well. I got 25 feet. It keeps going. It's long and it's straight, and it took me like what, a minute to do. So I mean, I know it's because it's copper nickel, it's easy to manipulate, but with this and that, I'm sure stainless steel would be a lot harder. But I got a nice line to work with now. So let's start cutting it, bending it. let's just say that making brake lines, at least short ones like this, are not easy. I didn't think it was gonna be this hard. I knew it was gonna be easy, but I think it was gonna be this hard. I have spent maybe an hour, hour and a half trying to make these two lines. I'm new to this, so bending, cutting, making sure it's the right length, additional flare length because like it's flared, so you gotta make up for that. I mean, yeah, this has all been cut up because I had to get all those off. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4 mistakes trying to make the lines that come with it. But in the end, you know, I've got the ends that I want. I've got the copper nickel that won't rust. So in the end, I got what I want. Hopefully the larger lines, the longer lines are gonna be easier to do. I'm hoping. There was one time where I said I would never do it. I forgot the nut. And yep, I was a little pissed off about that. But hey, we got it done. So let's move on to creating the longer lines, which are gonna be pretty much custom. I'll probably get a coat hanger so I can kind of have an idea of where I want the bends to be. Okay, so let's get on that. I think using a coat hanger is definitely gonna make this easier. I actually had a coat hanger that had like a felt covering over it, so I didn't scratch anything, which is great. That is this design. Can we see it? Yeah, here we go. Anyway, that's gonna definitely help so that I can just get this done in one shot. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. So let's make this part. Believe it or not, this was about a 6-hour job for me just to get the front brake line installed. Not what I was anticipating, but I did get it. The front going to the passenger side, so you can see that. At some point, I just started bending it with my hand. I mean, I was doing that to begin with, but I was trying to get perfect bends, and that's what took most of my time. And then during the last hour, I realized, you know what? It's not gonna be perfect. A lot of it's gonna be hidden. So, you know, I got a little bendy right here, but it's all in there, mounted, good to go. Now I'm gonna do the booster push rod measurement. So I'm gonna take off the brake lines right here and take the master cylinder out. We'll do our measurement, put it back on. And then that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna have to get the rear brake line another day because this takes a lot more time than I thought. So let's get to the booster and the master cylinder and get that complete. Guys, it's been a few days. I finally got up to doing the rear brake line. So there you see it on the left side. Let me give you a little tour of it. So it drops down to the subframe. Can we see it? There's a clip down there. I don't know if we can get, nope. Anyway, so there's a clip down there. And then what I did, let's see here. And we dropped it down from there, followed the subframe. From the subframe, I then went up and then took it to across the rocker. There was already, there was a hole here that was threaded, so I just put a brake line clip there. And then I tapped a new one right there. I see that, that's my son right there. He was my helper today. So I put a new clip there, and then I did a 90 right here. So right before the leaf spring pocket, which the subframe connector. So there's a little groove, and then let's continue this tour. Then from there, came through, went under the body, and sorry, I'm trying to crawl into the car too. So under the body, up the rear frame to that clip, and then all the way up. Oh my God, crawling all the way up to the top there to that clip, and then around the seatbelt holder to the bracket that holds the line for the soft line. So there we have it. I think it's a good way to run it. I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments if I should have done it differently, but this way it's out of the way. So there, into the rocker, or right inside the pinch weld, all the way down, and then to the subframe. So pretty happy with it. So here are the rear brake lines. So it starts up there on the T. From there, it goes to the driver's side, into a little inlet or outlet, into a stainless steel hose. The other side, passenger side, tucks around into the stainless steel hose. So that's all connected. Everything's good to go. Everything's tight. Same with the front. So on the fronts, I finally got the, let's see if we can see from here, the stainless steel hoses. They're in there. Look in the back. You look right there. Maybe you can get in here. Let's see. There we go. So there's a hose right there. So everything is, the whole brake system is connected. It is torqued down. I still need to bench bleed this, but I'm wondering, since there's no fluid in the system now, am I really causing an air issue if there's nothing? Can I just put fluid in there and start bleeding? You guys let me know in the comments below if that's an option or not, because that would make life a lot easier. I wouldn't have to disconnect any of this, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So that's gonna be it for the brake portion. Man, that was a task. All right, guys, well, that's gonna be it for this video. I finally got the front brakes, rear brakes, everything is plumbed up, ready to go. I just gotta put some fluid in and bleed it out, check for leaks. Hopefully there are none. This was a bigger task than I anticipated, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I invested in the tools for it. Now I have, you know, another experience, another craft on my belt there. So, like they say in YouTube land, like, subscribe, please comment below. I do like the comments. I do like hearing you guys' opinions, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.